Welcome to Knowing the Bible. My name is David, and I know that a lot of people are struggling with depression right now. The good news is that the Bible has a lot of verses that can help us get through these tough times. We're going to read some of them for you and explain how they can help us. Listen now to my friend Daniel, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.
For many of us, depression feels like a dark cloud that hangs over us constantly. But the good news is that we have hope. These verses remind us that God is with us even in our darkest moments and that He has a plan for our lives. I hope that you find these scriptures helpful and that they bring you some comfort during this difficult time. The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. Depression can be caused by many things, including physical or emotional pain, difficult life circumstances, or chemical imbalances in the brain. When we are depressed, it often feels like we are all alone in our pain. But these verses reassure us that God is near to us and He cares for us. He hears our cries for help and will deliver us from our troubles. If we have a broken heart or are contrite in spirit, God will comfort us and give us His peace. Thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness. Depression can be a very dark and lonely place. It can make us feel like we are all alone in the world, that no one understands what we are going through. This verse is reassurance from God that He understands what we are going through, that He has not abandoned us, and that He will turn our mourning into dancing. It is a reminder that even in our darkest moments, God is with us and will never leave us. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. Psalm 9:9 reminds us that God is always with us, even in our darkest moments. He understands our pain and sorrow and is ready to comfort us and give us hope. When we are feeling down, it is important to remember that we are not alone and that God is with us. He loves us and wants to help us through this difficult time. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. This verse is reassurance from God that He is with us and will help us through our struggles. It is a reminder that we do not have to be afraid or feel alone because God is always with us. This can be a comforting verse to read for someone who is struggling with depression. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? This verse speaks to the believer's confidence in God. Even when we are feeling down, we can trust that God is with us and will provide us with what we need. We don't have to be afraid because God is our protector and our source of strength. And the Lord, He it is that doth go before thee. He will be with thee, He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed. Depression can be incredibly isolated. It can feel like you're the only one going through it, and like no one understands what you're feeling. This verse from the Bible reminds us that God is near to us, no matter how we're feeling. He understands our pain, and He is ready to offer us comfort and hope. Yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. This verse is one of the most well-known and beloved verses in the Bible. It speaks to the idea that even when we are going through difficult times, God is with us and will comfort us. This verse is a reminder that no matter what we are facing, we can find comfort in God. How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily? How long shall mine enemy be exalted over me? Consider and hear me, O Lord my God. Lighten mine eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. In Psalm 13, 2-3, the psalmist laments that God seems to have forsaken him. He asks how long he will have to suffer and feels that God has hidden his face from him. The psalmist turns to God in desperation, hoping for mercy. This passage is often quoted by people who are feeling depressed or abandoned by God. It can be a source of comfort to know that we are not alone in our struggles and that even the great David felt this way at times. It is also reassuring to know that God is always willing to forgive us and to help us through our difficult times. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. This verse speaks to the idea of having a peace that surpasses understanding. When we are struggling with depression, it can be hard to find that peace. This verse reminds us that we can find that peace through Jesus Christ. He gives us a peace that is stronger than anything we could ever experience in this world. We don't have to be afraid or troubled when we have Him in our lives. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that He may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon Him, for He careth for you. God's Word is a source of hope and encouragement for those who are suffering from depression. In these verses, Peter encourages believers to humble themselves before God and to cast their cares upon Him. He assures them that God cares for them and will exalt them in due time. When we are struggling with depression, it is easy to become overwhelmed with our feelings and to feel like we are alone. However, we can find hope and comfort in the knowledge that God is with us and that He cares for us. We can also take comfort in the knowledge that God will bring good out of our trials, even if we do not see it right now.